first place finisher in the men's 200 meters dash. This is running, not swimming. At the 2024 Summer Olympic Games in Paris, France, won a time of 19.46 seconds in the final. Today, Thursday, 8 August 2024, he is Letsile Tebogo of Botswana. I'm Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. And for I'm trying to color code as best I can, and this is the closest I have for an outer like jacket or something to the Botswana blue on their flag. It's like a vapor green, so it's all. I'm keeping it with it. I did a watch video for this, so if you want my reaction to the race and the win, including me watching them coming out and running it, and then after he'd finished, and when he finished cross finish line stuff, that's in my Olympic Games coverage playlist. Currently, I do not have a playlist for my 200 meters dash coverage. So it's in there. I did a watch. I filmed myself watching it. And so I watched this race on the West Coast branch of the television channel Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, CBC, in the Seattle area, CBUT. And with his time, he achieved a personal best time, an Africa record time, a Botswana record time, and first place. I provide my take/perspective on his performance and contextualize it in terms of transitioning his posturing to vertical on the curve through the finish line. So yes, and I noted that in my reaction video when I was watching it, with that I was impressed and I couldn't do that. No, it was very incredible. I thought, so he started off in the 200 meters dash is run. So on a 400 meter track, it's a sectioned of the curve of the track and then a straightaway. And so it starts on the curve and it goes curve to straightaway. And so like curve to straightaway. And so on the curve, he starts off, so he's on the ground and then starts, and he's leaning forward on the start. And so you don't want to actually upright yourself too fast or you kind of lose balance a little. Per my racing experience, I did not race this event, but I did race. And I'm still running. And so he's leaning forward and he slowly brings himself all the way up to vertical. And this was a very noteworthy posturing and running style for this particular Olympic Games, 2024 Olympic Games, because there's been a lot of really close finishes at the finish line. And so someone who caught my attention on, like, there was a close finish in one race, and it was the 100 meters dash. And then in the 1500 meters run, Yared Nuguse of the United States of America, it's like he had watched that race and like internalized it and was like, okay, so when I cross the finish line, I need to make sure to lean forward as fast as I can, or as far as I can without like compromising speed, to make sure I, get my head over the line, like first if I can, but like, and so with the takeaway from the 100 meters dash being, it's like when the head crosses the finish line. And this guy was like, I'm going to run vertical. So he didn't compromise his own running style to do the leaning forward finish. He was upright and ran across the line, which I thought was very impressive. It's like, in pool swimming, a swimmer's horizontal ideally, but there's the torso might be higher in the water, or their legs might be higher in the water, I guess. And so for this, it was like, I lean a little bit when I run. So to be perfectly vertical is, I would say, it was impressive to watch. So if you have not seen this race, I do, and that is something you find interesting, like me, it's worth a watch. I enjoyed watching it. And so, because that's something that's like the biggest, a huge difference between running and pool swimming is running is vertical or slightly off of vertical, and swimming is horizontal. So one's get out of bed and run, and one's you can stay in the same position you sleep in if you sleep on your belly or on your back, depending on what stroke you're swimming. So there's that kind of aspect to it. So yeah, I was impressed with this, and it was cool to watch, and I was happy I watched it. So there we go. And I do recommend. And it was a speedy time, so that was cool as well. So that was my take on the Letsile Tebogo 200 meters dash, time of 19.46 seconds from today, with the same day I'm filming this, Thursday, 8 August 2024. And the time, 19.46 seconds. I'm going per the World Athletic website, which is a international governing body for track and field.